Hey guys, welcome back to Zanki Zero Last Beginning. Let's carry on where we left off. We witnessed Hiroki in here, and I figured, you know what, let's deal with him at a later date. But I'm feeling confident that we can do some damage to him. I just need him to step out from behind that counter. I wonder if the acid will get us if we're just behind this. Perhaps not. Okay, it actually keeps us alive. Good to know. Clinical records for a healthy newborn baby. Why is a chart here? Well, I mean, Hiroko was kind of reborn. Huh. We're gonna need to move fast if we're gonna take him down.
Full power.
Ready? Careful.
Ready? This! Artistic victory.
Wow, we are so strong. We only needed 2 attempts to take him down.
I'll take it.
I will take it, indeed. Rio's puffed out, though, so we're gonna need to feed him some blood sausages. Okay, now we can continue searching the 5th floor in peace. This is the special ward, according to the map. Looks like it's locked from the inside, so it doesn't matter that we've got the level 4 key. In here, we've got some birds. Oh dear. Come on. Jeez, I think we're just really strong. We're taking things down, no problem. It's our weapons and our equipment.
There it is.
Damaged by moisture, Gen L.E. Sierra. Can't read the rest. That's familiar. The nanomachines that threaten the world.
This is...
Rinko went through the hole and unlocked the door in the next room. Oh, there you go. Rinko. I mean, I know the vent is small, but somehow Rinko managed to fit through as a kid. Open sesame. What do we have in here then, besides the birds? Another lab coat. Do we need to wear it while we're doing some experiments or something?
We might need
There's quite an abundance of it.
What's this?
Found a note. I'll read it later. There we are. You know we're gonna read it now. 87% on the notes. There's only one left, I'm supposing, which will probably be in the next chapter. The night before the day we executed the plan, Adelina and I had a final meeting in my room to go over the details. On the table was the usual notepad. 4 pistols, including some spares. The detonation device for the pipe bombs we'd already set in the gathering hall. And the detonation device for the dynamite that would blow Mani to smithereens. Adelina didn't write anything in the notepad, and instead picked up 2 of the pistols and placed them in front of me. Then, she moved everything else to her side of the table. I only had 2 pistols, while Adelina got everything else. Well, that's, yeah, a bit unfair. Huh? What kind of distribution is this? They should do the old adage where one person divides the items and then the other person chooses which one they want. Fine, that's quite the equitable way of dealing with those kinds of situations. I furrowed my brows with this thought in mind. Adelina stared into my eyes as she wrote in the notebook with a pen. Sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm afraid you'll suddenly change your mind about the plan over your feelings for your sister. Worst case, you might even betray our country and defect to this side. Change my mind? Betray my country and defect to Mani? The thought had never even crossed my mind. What the hell did you think I was struggling with all this time? Why did you think I was going through the torment of trying to brainwash myself every day? I mean, then the thought did kind of cross your mind, didn't it? Just what part of me have you been observing all this time? I couldn't even be bothered to try to justify myself. It was only natural for Adelina to be cautious of me. I knew I'd given her enough reasons to suspect me because of my past actions. I gave a small, reluctant nod, then stuck the guns I was given into the holster around my waist. Well, our discussion here was done. That was what Adelina's tight-lipped expression told me as she got up and left. After confirming the sound of the door closing, I began thinking about tomorrow. Dr. Terashima decided whether or not he'd attend the facility-wide assembly, depending on how he was feeling that day. The bomb would take care of him if he attended, or Adelina would take him out with a bullet to the head if he didn't. My sister had a periodic examination to go to, so she wouldn't be at the assembly. She was confirmed to be targeted by Adelina. We divided up the task of shooting anyone who wouldn't be at the assembly, and Adelina was in charge of both Dr. Terashima and my sister. Well, she's got the big targets, and we're basically dealing with the fodder. And that reason, of course, was so I wouldn't get any funny ideas. So I wouldn't start talking nonsense. So I wouldn't get swayed by my stupid emotions. Ha! She had such little trust for me, I couldn't help but laugh. I wouldn't trust me either. Adelina was right. She should suspect the suspicious. I'd been struggling to kill my emotions all this time, but, just like Adelina, I didn't trust my own heart. I sighed and decided to do maintenance on my gun to take my mind off my predicament. I took out the Boston bag my sister had put all her guns and equipment in for the plan. From there, I took out the small aluminum case containing the firearm maintenance tools. Huh? I was short one silencer. Before Adelina got here, there were 4 silencers for 4 guns, but now there were only 3 in the bag. This mission would be carried out after the explosion, so we wouldn't be needing the silencers this time. I was about to say, yeah. Does it really matter? It's not like an assassination mission, it's an extermination. So, why? Adelina. Adelina didn't trust me. I wouldn't be surprised if she decided to eliminate the root of what could make me turn my back on the plan. My 6-year-old big sister and Dr. Terashima. Adelina must be planning to kill them tonight, before the plan would be set in motion. And she didn't want me to find out. That was why she took the silencer. I took a deep breath. Adelina was going to kill my 6-year-old big sister and Dr. Terashima tonight. So what if she did? It wasn't a problem. So what if a couple people died today instead of tomorrow? In fact, a couple factors that could be troubling me tomorrow would be eliminated early. Let's just hope that no one discovers their deaths early enough to sound the alarm. I should be happy, right? I'd thank Adelina tomorrow. I didn't like her very much until now, but I appreciated her thoughtfulness this time around. Thanks. Yeah, that was it. No reason to feel troubled. None at all. That should be the case. But my heart overpowered my logic. Before I knew it, I leapt out of my room and ran toward my sister's room. Uh-oh. Here we go. The defining moment. My hunch was right. I found the door to my sister's room wide open. From the opening, I could see the horrible scene I had pictured in my head earlier. My 6-year-old big sister, sitting on her bed with a fearful expression on her face. Adelina standing before her, with a gun pointed right at her. Adelina clicked her tongue and turned around to face me. Just as she did, I leapt at her. Wait! What is there to wait for? We tumbled to the floor. I got on top of Adelina. Then she ended up on top of me. We fought to mount each other like a scene in a Hollywood movie. From the corner of my eye, I saw my sister watching us with a pale expression. In our struggle, Adelina aimed her silencer at me. A moment before she fired, I knocked it out of her hands with a swift chop. I mounted Adelina once again, then pressed down to crush both her shoulders with my hands, to end this futile battle for the mount. Suddenly, my brain was heavily rattled inside my head. Adelina's fist had connected directly on my left cheek. I lost consciousness. The tables had turned in an instant. The shock of my head hitting the ground jolted me back to reality. Geez, it only takes one punch, right? Like, you never ever want to get into a street fight. Trust me. One punch could end your life in terms of getting hit or landing one punch on your opponent, potentially killing them or turning them into a vegetable. That's how vicious it is. Like, movies, they undersell the power of a punch and falling to the ground, slamming it on concrete. Adelina was now on top of me. Her legs were securely holding down my arms. She had me completely under control. Adelina stared me down with an icy glare. Wordlessly, she pulled a gun out from my own holster. She pressed the barrel against my head. I had a feeling it would end like this. With those final words, she pressed the trigger without a shred of hesitation. Adelina then fell to the ground, bleeding from the side of her head. What? Huh? Why did Adelina die instead of me? Little big sister? The sudden flood of information was too much for me to process, and the falling Adelina seemed to move in slow motion. I looked in the direction Adelina's wound had come from. My 6-year-old big sister was holding a gun with a silencer in her hand. I'm sorry. Why did she apologize? Why was she aiming at Adelina? Oh, because we're sisters and I almost got killed. But how was she so calm after shooting someone? My 6-year-old big sister lowered her gun and looked at me sadly. There wasn't a hint of confusion toward the current situation in her expression. The situation Adelina and I were in. The intentions Adelina and I had. Her calm expression told me she understood all that. Big sister? I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to apologize. I remember everything. Huh? She went on with calm, unlit eyes and a mature expression that couldn't possibly be mistaken for that of a 6-year-old. You of all people must have noticed, Olga, that for some reason I lost my memories as a spy after being revived as a clone, that my memory was impaired. Huh? Wait a minute. But it was all a lie. I remembered it all. Everything.
You never lost your memories.
I was only pretending to forget. What are you saying? My accidental death was arranged by me too. It was a suicide.
Oh.
I had decided for myself and killed myself. I had realized there was a possibility of that, but I didn't put much thought into it because I thought it would be an insult to my sister. It just wasn't realistic. But unfortunately, my instincts were right. Why? I couldn't help but ask. I already knew most of the truth, and I could imagine the words that were about to come out of my sister's mouth. I didn't want to know the awful truth. I'd rather stay ignorant. But still, I had to ask. Why? Why did she choose suicide? Because I didn't know anymore. I didn't know if my religious views were right, or if I should really carry out the plan. So I wanted to make sure. Since I had an X-key implanted already, I would probably be revived as a clone. Then I would know for myself. If I were revived as a clone, would I still be me? Or someone else entirely? Is cloning technology truly the work of the devil like we think?
Right, so you offered yourself up to a potential devil to find out? Ooh, you got balls, kid.
Then, what did you find out? What did you see after confirming for yourself? I was still me. That was why.
So memories do make up the person after all.
That was why my sister wept so uncontrollably after being revived as a clone. Those weren't tears of relief from finding out she didn't die, nor were they tears of joy for our reunion. She was left with no choice but to deny the religion she had believed in. Those were tears of despair from that horrible realization. I was still me. All my thoughts, feelings, and memories were all within the new me. My new body didn't feel right at first, but that was it. Only the container changed. Everything else was still me. I couldn't have faith in my own religion anymore. I went through the trouble of dying, so it would have been nice to be revived as someone else. There were tears in my big sister's eyes. Then, if I wasn't me, I couldn't work with you again to do what I needed to. Things wouldn't have had to change. I'm sorry for running away. I couldn't move forward or backward. I just ran away by pretending to lose my memories. I pushed everything onto you and made you suffer. Then I understood. I finally understood the reason my father tried appointing me as the first one to infiltrate Mani. He must have recognized the perilous position she was in. He knew this could happen someday, that she would question their religion. He knew she would try to find out for herself. He knew she would try to run away. But it was too late for me to realize all this. My beloved sister was crying in front of my eyes. There was only one thing I could say to her. It'll all be okay. Even though there was no more reason to believe that. Even though nothing really was okay. Even though we had no idea what the future would hold. Even now, I tried getting through the situation with irresponsible words. It'll be okay. Ugh. My sister crouched down to the floor and wailed as if she were actually a child.
Ooh, the grand finale awaits us.
So she was faking all along. Interesting tactic. We've got the elevators here. Apparently we can use them to drop down to lower levels where we might not have access. I'll bear that in mind, but for now let's leave it. Don't have any ropes. Not that falling does too much damage to us anyway. We've only lost Minamo to a fall, and even that was kind of my fault for constantly falling through the damn hole. The same hole.
This is...
Objects wash up to shores, especially at shallows where ships run aground. Yep, that is a fact.
There it is!
Knowledge is key to solving riddles. Information is never useless. Sometimes information is useless. Sometimes you get an overload. Oh yeah, this is suspicious. There's a bat on that pedestal. That's got me nervous. A bunch of up weapon strengtheners.
I'll hold this. We might
Alright,
need this.
let's loot the place then.
I'll get it.
Maybe Mamoru
I'll
was
hold
saving them
this.
for a rainy day.
I can't carry all of
We've
this.
got so much that we have to just dump it to our party
I'll
members.
hold this. We might need this.
I'm nervous about that pedestal, whether we
might
take
need
the bat
I
off.
can't carry all of this.
Probably shouldn't. But you never know.
hold this.
Rusty chain.
might-
Okay. Take it.
I'll get it.
Nothing happened. Huh. Okay. Just a thunderstorm. As soon as I put the lab coat down.
What's this?
A place to fulfill worldly desires.
This is...
A gathering place for aberrations? What the hell was that? The screen was shaking. Oh, Jesus! Are all these freaking bosses just stored in here? What the hell for? Goodness me, now we got Yuma's boss. Nothing was in there.
What's this?
A place to gain knowledge? So this is where we find out certain things. There's a pedestal over here
I can't
where we
go
fulfill
there.
our worldly
There it
desires.
is. What's this?
A place for... a gathering place for aberrations.
There
And
it is.
a place of sleep. Not much going on in here. Apart from what looks to be some sort of lab equipment.
This is...
CHCl3, 0 remaining. Please refill test drug. Okay.
What's this?
Hospital log, the medicine room has been moved to the first floor. We've seen that. It was the level 4 key card.
This is...
Looks like we need to put something here. Let's review. Mysterious machine. We found a mysterious machine at 5F Special Ward. CHCI3. Sorry, not L. 0 remaining. Please refill test drug. That was written on it. Maybe someone who's knowledgeable of medicine will know something. Well, Mamoru.
Let's have a look, shall we? There's something here.
We just need to put some trichloromethane here. Oh. Well, I think oh no, I've got them right here. Cool. Done. Everything's green. It's done something. Oh, it's opened the door. Cool. Well, I think we need to take care of this boss now as well, somehow. Oh. There's someone else in there as well. Oh, jeez. Too many enemies.
Ready?
Ready?
God. I thought we were safe. Clearly
This
not.
might be useful.
Close the door. Where's she gone? I don't know. But let's explore this
Wonder
room while
what
we can.
this is.
An inventory list of medicine, each marked with new or experimental.
I can't go there.
Nothing else in here. Alright, let's be careful. She could be anywhere.
What is it?
Take that. Chuck that on someone else. Let's move. Solve the hospital 5th floor machine mystery is cleared. Let's keep exploring. More enemies. And birds.
What do we have here?
Medication log. They used experimental meds on Mia Yamada. Okay. That's a familiar name. We've seen her on some other logs. What do we have in here? Another room. So much lab equipment. What is up with this leaky roof? It's just flooded on the rooftop. It seems
something
useful.
here.
Obtain medicine. Bunch of
can't go
acid.
there.
What's this?
These medicine bottles have different shapes, but none of them seem useful. Okay. There's another enemy.
Hey,
Pregnant
there's
woman's
something
records
here.
about blood tests and experimental records. And down this hole. Another laboratory. Goodness. Never seen so many rooms. Come on, there was like a couple more in here. Oh, geez. This room looks very, very ominous indeed. After we escape Kurosuke's attack, we arrive at a place I know very well. Oh, it's the operating room. I used to come here all the time. You say that with such glee. Do you recognize this place? Like, is it the same? Is this what the operating room looked like every time you visited? I had to get my arm and leg changed here as my body outgrew them. Right.
Oh,
That's... Huh. I think I recognize this place. But I've never been hospitalized here.
Yeah.
Ah, you should have been unconscious. But it's possible you still remember. This is where Mamoru set you guys up, I guess? This is where we transplanted your X-keys. We, huh?
What?
Our X-keys?
Hey.
Hey, Dr. Ichio. Why'd you put X-keys on us anyway?
Sheesh.
What kind of question is that? We already know why.
That's...
It's to take revenge on us for sacrificing Sachika when we were children, wasn't it? Because, as human clones, we would suffer death over and over again.
No, no, no.
I know that. Something else happened and humans were wiped out, right? I'm sure there were other people who should have had priority over us getting these X-keys.
See?
We're just a bunch of commoners, after all. Yeah, what about politicians, rich people, VIPs? They definitely would have been the first to sign up to get cloned. Are they alive somewhere else? Happily? While we're just like stuck in some sort of clone prison? Off the coast of maybe Australia or something? I'm also curious as to why... Clone Sachika, was it? Why her X-key is different from ours? Why Mamoru didn't get the X-key that was like hers? Maybe he wanted to be undercover as well? But then why have Sachika like that? The end of the world, and you all being chosen as human clones had nothing to do with each other. Even if the world hadn't ended, you still would have been turned into clones. I feel my chest tightening, and find myself pressing my fist against it. It was to satisfy my lust for revenge. So technically you're Mr. Wrath, Mamoru, not Zen there. 6 years after I met Clone Sachika, Dr. Terashima and Mani had finally made the extended theory into reality. Just as he predicted, the offer of military weaponry advanced the research by leaps and bounds, also brought attention to certain spies. Luciora, the nanomachine capable of molecular assembly, the X-key, a computer unit capable of storing memories, and the Extend machine, a clone regeneration device. To confirm the results of the completed Extend system, Mani recruited volunteers for X-keys, transplants, and secrets. Year 2013, Mashiro Nanotechnology Institute, Dr. Terashima's room.
Wait a minute.
Dr. Terashima, why did you implant an X-key in Clone Sachika? You promised me you wouldn't dispose of her.
No need to worry.
Huh? I'm not. I just thought I'd have her help me with a little experiment.
That's why.
That means you're going to kill her, doesn't it? Otherwise, you couldn't confirm if her memories before death successfully transferred over.
Listen.
I can revive her if she dies. What's the big deal?
Rather...
And why do you care so much anyway? I thought you already realized she's not Sachika.
That's not it.
Be that as it may. I don't want to see someone with the same face as Sachika die.
Come on now.
There you go again, with your silly sentimental stuff. Sheesh. Such a difficult boy you are.
Okay.
Fine. I won't use her for experiments. The antique experiments can be done on others, I guess.
Huh?
Antique? What are you talking about?
Of course.
I mean the X-key we've been using up until now. I've been thinking of making a new model.
What?
You just recently made it and you already want to make a new version? A good scientist is constantly thinking about how to improve. Exactly. He's not going to rest on his laurels. He needs to continuously evolve. Funny, that usually only happens when there's competition in the marketplace, but Dr. Terashima's only competition, I guess, is himself.
This time.
I'm thinking of making a limiter that kills its host after a set amount of days for privacy's sake. Ah, those were the X-keys we got installed with.
So,
Mamoru,
listen.
since I won't use Clone Sachika, you'll bring me subjects to implant the new Model X-keys into, yes?
Hold on.
Why don't you just get some volunteers from the staff again?
Look.
No one would volunteer to become a human clone with the new limiter system in place.
That's...
So, you want me to kidnap someone? No thanks. Oh, I already picked out some candidates, so you can just bring them in. Let's see here. Are you listening to...
The candidates are the garage kids.
That piqued his interest, for sure. Garage kids? Even Yuma? Oof. Man, Terashima. That's dangerous.
Wait. Dr. Terashima. Don't tell me these six are...
Living happily? Ever after?
Oh, do you remember them? They're Sachika's old classmates. Should be in their mid-20s now.
Of course I remember. I wasn't just their health teacher. I was very close with them as well. You want me to kidnap them? There's no way I could do that. These kids are victims of that incident too.
Oh, at the time he was considering them victims.
Uh-huh. I heard they even had their memories erased, so they wouldn't have PTSD.
There's the memory erasure that I read in the comments, so that's why they didn't remember anything as they moved on with their lives.
Then why them? I won't let you do this!
Even if they're the ones that killed Sachika?
Right, he didn't know the specifics of how Sachika's demise came about. He just assumed they were there in the same garage, they somehow got spared, all as well. Huh?
Look,
Mamoru, you don't know why Sachika was the only one killed during that incident, do you? I mean, Daichi maybe siphoned her memories? That's probably how he came to figure out what happened?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
not at all.
I heard it all from my friend, Yosuke, who's helping me with some experiments. Oh, Yosuke. Huh. What the hell? How did you hear it from him? Though he doesn't have a choice whether to help me or not. Is that how Kurosuke came about then? That's why he's the most intelligible of the creatures? He was being experimented on far earlier.
That's why.
Answer my question!
I'll show you.
Alright, I'll tell you all about what the garage kids did to Sachika. Then you too will understand my sorrow of losing my daughter. He told me everything. He explained what happened that day at the garage. I heard it all. I mean, I should be saying garage. That's how all these characters have been referencing it, but I'm just so used to saying garage. It didn't take long for my heart to be consumed by hatred. From the next day on, I spent every waking moment preparing plans to kidnap all of you. Jeez, just like that. Flipped. I'm sure you can all imagine what Dr. Terashima told me. This was the origin of my motive, and the reason I implanted the X key on all of you. So the final machine part, what, converts our X keys back to the non-limited version? So you wanted to enact your revenge by turning us into guinea pigs?
That's right.
More or less. That's why I went ahead with Dr. Terashima's plan. Haruto?
Kidnapping everyone wasn't easy. I had to ambush you, use sleeping pills and chloroform.
Huh. So he never jumped. He was injected.
I felt no sense of remorse over the crimes I was committing.
You aren't getting away that easily, Haruto. Boop. Injected.
Getting revenge was all that mattered to me.
Geez, lucky they removed his memories of Sachika then. Because just having caused the other lady's death by having her name printed in the magazine was enough to send him over the edge.
I see.
So after you implanted the X key, I assume our original bodies were disposed of? Then we were later revived and woke up on Garage Island. Is that right?
I'm sorry.
I feel very apologetic. That's why I'm coming completely clean to all of you. Oh, bullshit, we know. I mean, it's because we're seeing things from his perspective, so we have access to his private thoughts. This is my way of repenting, even if you don't want to hear that. Come on, someone call him out.
Let's go.
Let's move on. We wouldn't want Kurosuke to appear again. With that, Miss Rinko quickly leaves the room, even though she's dead. She too must be confused about how to act around me. It's not just her. Everyone who had a part in sacrificing Sachika must feel the same way. That's why they aren't able to one-sidedly blame me for everything. The only thing bridging the gap between us is the fleeting mission to bring Haruto back to life. This room is oddly unsettling. Shouldn't stay here too long. Yeah, goodness. Everyone's stressed out straight away. See, there's something on the map.
Let's check the map.
Stress floor. Yep, everyone's maxed out already. Goodness. We got updated character info, so let's quickly have a look at that. Daichi Terashima, a genius scientist and director of Mani. He is also Mamoru and Sachika's father. Daichi specialized in nanotechnology and used Renji Mashiro's funding to greatly advance clone research, eventually creating human clones with his invention, the Extend machine. He also created the nanomachine, Luciora, along with the X-Key to advance his research to the next level. This marked the birth of clones, which can retain memories from their previous bodies. Also realized Sho Terashima, Sho from the show, Extend TV. So there you have it. I've got nothing to really mitigate the stress suffered from our team.
What's this?
A tank. It feels more like a factory or research facility than a hospital. That's because it is a factory of sorts.
Something.
It's a list of prescriptions for medicines no one's ever heard of. I'm not even going to bother probably reducing our stress. I think it just goes straight away into max stress if we stand on that floor. There are a bunch of drinks called Dr. Dipper.
Whoa.
Anything this way? There is.
Huh?
Got a door. Let's open that up. Seems to be a shortcut. What's over here then? Another room.
Looks like it won't open.
Another door that won't open. Jeez, they're so common. And here we've got stuff. That's another door. So that room, whatever it is locked. What do we have here?
What's this?
The walls are covered in blood. Looks like not too much time has passed. Alright, let's give it a shot.
Take that!
Alright, I think that's all the enemies in here. Let's move. We've got a safe. Is it really worth opening? Probably not. Actually, probably yes. I'm probably going to go back to Garage Island anyway.
Find something!
Capsule's info is written here. A machine for cultivating something. Ugh.
What do we have here?
Observation log of clone Sachika on the components of extracted fluids. Learning about yourself, Sachika.
What's this?
Press the switch. Oh, there was a switch. Hear noises somewhere. That's opened up. That's unlocked with the level 4 key. The 6th floor of the hospital.
Whoa!
Goodness.
What do we have
Never
here?
ends. It's packed with science magazines featuring medical nanomachines.
What's this?
It's packed with science magazines and featuring autophagy. Autophagy, sorry. A cage. Were patients kept in there? Crayon doodles are on the floor. Maybe that's Sachika.
Look out! What do we have here?
An operating table. It's too dark to see, but flies are buzzing around it. A lot of stuff in here.
What's this?
Looks like records for an implant, but it doesn't say what was implanted.
What do we have here?
These beds are stained with a blood-like liquid. What a disturbing sight.
Whoa.
What's this?
So many flies. It's clogged, making the rainwater overflow. And everyone's hungry. Sachika's on her last legs.
Not bad. Thanks.
I think it's time we head back, so let's open that safe. If we die, we die. I'm not too phased about that now.
Sachika can fight too!
Oh, okay. Didn't mean to use your Cleone. Here we go. Minamo and Zen, good luck. Have fun.
Sachika can fight!
This is...
What a surprise.
Got it!
I mean, Zen's the only one who died. Minamo survived because she had 1 HP left. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go the normal way. Just walking, I think. Might be our best bit. But we should also check that door. We'll open up here. Another stressful one.
What do we have here?
There's a shelf full of petri dishes with unknown substances on them.
What's this?
Seems to be a diary, but the contents are a complete mess. Another door is open somewhere. Another safe. Okay, so we've opened that door, which leads in there. Probably gonna get someone else killed. But, you know,
What do we have here?
doesn't hurt to try. A pipe is jutting out. Looks like it looks out of place in a hospital. Here we go. Minamo
Sachika can fight! Sorry!
and Sachika.
Die!
Oh, great. We're in trouble now.
You don't say. Phew, so, made it back to Garage Island. Did some farming, got some new ingredients
I'll
and
hold this.
skills in terms of
might
hunting,
need this.
fishing, and harvesting, so I could start
hold
getting
this.
some materials that have eluded me this entire playthrough so I can start working on base reformation. So that's happening. Got some more extra food. We got some wild rabbit, some steak, mushroom hot pot. We have really evolved all our cooking abilities right at the arse end of things, which is typical of me to only figure things out at the very end. We got a couple of things that we saw in the hospital, so let's quickly review those. We got autophagy. Autophagy is a mechanism that disassembles proteins within cells. The name is derived from the Greek words of auto, meaning self, and phagen, to eat. Organisms in a nutrient-starved state begin to disassemble the proteins within their own cells into amino acids to recycle nutrients and temporarily increase energy. It's actually kind of what I'm doing right now. I haven't eaten all day, doing my intermittent fast, and autophagy is a effect from that. Cells in a nutrient-starved state form autophagosums, creating a membrane around the protein. And once it's delivered to the vacuole, The protein that's taken in is broken down and reused as amino acids. It's been recently discovered that autophagy is an essential function for maintaining life. Humans require about 160 grams to 200 grams proteins per day, but the amount of protein that can be absorbed through ingestion, not indigestion, is to be around 60 grams to 80 grams, and the remaining protein is supplemented through autophagy. And we've got medical nanomachines. Experiment December 2017 edition. Medical nanomachine special feature. Cancer, a major cause of death for many worldwide. Currently, medical use nanomachines have been gaining attention as an effective method for combating cancer. Nanomachines are, as the name suggests, machines that are far smaller than can be perceived by the naked eye. Treatment methods, such as injecting nanomachines into human veins to destroy malignant tumors, including cancer cells, are currently being researched. Nanomachines are truly a technological aspiration, but there are many hurdles to overcome. They require a power source to work, a brain to execute orders, and an ability to intervene in atomic and molecular levels. However, this is sure to become a reality someday. When it comes to science, nothing is impossible. You just have to make it so. Thankfully, through all that needless grinding, we've got a bunch of adults in the area now. Oh god, this place is happening. There's so much going on, and I don't have the weapons or equipment to deal with these guys right now. Thanks for mooning me. Chicken!
That hurts.
Return to base! Goodness, lucky I banked all my points before heading out. I figured that might come in handy, so it costs nothing
Stop.
to return to base, because we've got no points to have. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, attempt number 2 to find the stairs without getting ambushed by shadow creatures or nurses or chickens or anything else that may be wandering around these
I'll go
holes.
there.
I've brought along
We're
some
not
desserts,
lost, are we?
so hopefully we don't get stressed out too much. Still need to find my weapons, so let's hold off on fighting people for now. Even though it's probably a quicker way to go through this way. Oh god. Not Hiroki again. He's back. Now that we're fully loaded again, we can look around.
There it is.
The strange wall stains in the pipe reeking of iron are disgusting.
What is this?
The pipe is covered in a dark red substance and reeks of iron. Nothing there. Just the safe, which
Is
I
it
haven't dealt
edible?
with yet. It's stained with what looks to be blood. Let's leave the safes for now. It's time to explore the 6th floor at long last, I think. Nope, that's going back downstairs. I figured we might as well try and take down Hiroki, get some extra experience points
Concentrate.
to learn some new skills.
Careful.
Ready?
You're mine.
This!
Yeah.
Oh, he's enraged.
Ready?
Concentrate. Ready? Careful. You're mine.
This!
Let's keep this up.
Oh, he's dead. Forgot that he
this
died so
like the
quickly. Cloney Bob, Cloney Yumi. Just realized that there's a hidden door there. Interesting. Wonder what causes that to open. Well, we'll leave it for now.
Stop.
Ah, there's another corridor and a hole. Oh. Well, this is a familiar spot. That damn trap. Okay, fine. Have it your way. I'll just have to walk manually back up. Is there a way up? Because it doesn't look like there is. Now I'm nervous. Drop down. Oh dear, we're falling a long way. Oh, we're done for. Oh, okay, only one death. Almost 2. Okay.
Stop. Yeah.
Just when I think I'm ready to advance to the 6th floor, we're back at Garage Island. Goodness. I'm relying so much on this teleport function to go back to Garage Island. Let's extend Sachika and hit the stairs again.